The British monarchy is currently undergoing one of its most severe and symbolic restructuring processes of the modern era. In this December of 2025, the name of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor is back on the front pages, but not for official engagements. Instead, it marks the definitive end of an era of privilege. After months of tension and behind-the-scenes negotiations, the man once known as the favorite son of Queen Elizabeth II has begun packing his belongings to leave Royal Lodge, the majestic 30-room mansion that served as his sanctuary for decades. However, his final destination, a property called Marsh Farm, has sparked an intense debate over whether this is a true punishment or merely a gilded cage designed by his brother, King Charles III. To understand the weight of this move, we must look back to October 30th, when Buckingham Palace issued a historic statement. King Charles did not just initiate the formal process to strip Andrew of his remaining styles, titles, and honors. He served legal notice for the surrender of his lease on Royal Lodge. This decision, made amid the persistent scandal surrounding his links to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, marks the point of no return. At 65 years old, Andrew faces a much reduced reality, yet perhaps one that is not as precarious as critics might hope. Marsh Farm, Andrew's new home, is situated within the private grounds of the Sandringham estate in Norfolk. While some media outlets were quick to label the property as shoebox-sized, royal experts like Jenny Bond have stepped in to demystify this image. Marsh Farm is, in fact, a spacious 5-bedroom old farmhouse set in its own grounds. While it is acknowledged that the farm is somewhat run down, King Charles III is reportedly funding an extensive renovation personally before his brother arrives. It is an exile, yes, but one financed by the Crown and protected under strict security protocols. Indeed, one of the most significant details of this relocation is the security measures. The no-fly zone over the Sandringham estate has been specifically extended to cover the perimeter of Marsh Farm. This ensures that Andrew can live far from the prying eyes of drones and long-lens cameras, maintaining the solitary existence he has seemingly grown accustomed to in recent years. Located just 7 miles from the main Sandringham house, where Charles and Camilla spend their country retreats, Andrew will be geographically close to the family, yet institutionally worlds apart. For the former Duke of York, Sandringham is not hostile territory, it is the playground of his youth. Jenny Bond recalls that Andrew spent countless childhood days playing on these grounds, sometimes even with the late Diana, Princess of Wales. As an adult, he has spent the majority of his holidays there. At Marsh Farm, he will not be out in the cold, as he has close friends in the Norfolk area and the constant support of his daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, and his grandchildren. Furthermore, his elder brother continues to pick up his living expenses, a reality that contrasts sharply with the cost of living crisis facing millions of Britons in 2025. However, doubts remain as to whether Marsh Farm will be his permanent residence. Rumors persist that Andrew has received offers from billionaire friends in the Middle East for palatial homes, an option that may become tempting if life in the English countryside becomes too claustrophobic. For now, the king has been clear: Royal Lodge must be vacated to make way for a more austere monarchy, distanced from the shadows of the past. The censures and criticisms directed at the royal family have made this move necessary, and the eviction of Andrew is the sacrifice Charles III had to make to protect the reputation of the institution. Public opinion on this move is divided. While some see Marsh Farm as an overly generous concession for someone involved in such grave controversies, others view the banishment from the prestigious Windsor property as the appropriate symbolic punishment. What is undeniable is that Andrew's life as he knew it is over. There will be no more receptions in grand ballrooms or the protection of working royal status. As the boxes pile up in the hallways of Royal Lodge and renovation work begins in Norfolk, the British monarchy closes one of its most painful chapters. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor heads toward his 5-bedroom farmhouse, a place where the silence of the Sandringham Fields will be the only judge of his past. The king has made his move, and though the exile may be comfortable, the loneliness of lost power is a weight that no amount of luxury renovation can lighten. In this winter of 2025, Prince Andrew learns that the true cost of one's mistakes is not measured in square footage, but in the loss of respect from a nation that once hailed him as a war hero.